Welcome back to the 53rd Annual Eldorado Holiday Tournament. We're getting set for action for the Consolation Championship. Edwards County Lions will be taking on the Herrin Tigers. We're about 3 minutes away from the start of this game, or at least the lineups. Edwards County came back in overtime to beat the Hamilton County Foxes last night, 49-45 to advance to this. And then Herrin, pretty well just calling it manhandled North City, 81-43 in the late night special last night. It actually was a fairly decent game early, but it got ugly as the game went on, and Herrin just showed their power. We was just talking a few seconds ago, and they've lived and died with the press this year. Most of the teams have been advancing in the tournament. That's been the case, but Herrin seems to be one of the best with the press, and that's where they get a lot of their points.
Yeah, their guards are doing a good job of being able to put the press on without getting in foul trouble either. That happens quite a bit, in the last game here, there was quite a few situations in the press where guards picked up fouls, and then that took them out of using the press a little bit even.
Well, we've seen two good games already this afternoon in the championship bracket. Hopefully we'll be bringing you one more here. I talked to Coach Gerlach from Edwards County just a few minutes ago as he was walking by, and I asked him if he had come up with a way of stopping Herrin's press, and he just looked at me. He says, "Is anybody else?" And he just shook his head. He goes, "We're going to try," but he said it's going to be a pretty good challenge. So that'll be the main task for the Edwards County Lions. I think Herrin's depth, even though they're young, they do have probably a little more depth than Edwards County does. And their ball handling, as you've mentioned earlier, their guards do such a good job of putting pressure on the ball and not getting in foul trouble. And Edwards County is probably, that's their weak spot, if anything. They have the huge size on the inside and depth there, but they don't have a lot of depth at the guard position.
Now they've got the senior in Tiger Clodfelter, but outside of him, Cade Snicker's really more of a two guard, not a huge point guard, but he can handle the ball. But every game so far for Edwards County, part of what's hurt them is they've got out of the gate really slow in just about every single one of their games. So we'll see that could happen again. Herrin's probably going to want to press right out of the gate, and that could contribute to that, see if they jump out early or not.
Well, both teams have had a little bit of rest. This first game of the day for both of them. You get into this tournament, you never know how many games you may play in a day. Fortunately for Herrin, they got to play the two, or unfortunately for them, they got to play the two last night. Or fortunately, I'm sorry, they were in the consolation bracket, so they got the early one in the morning, and then turned around and played another one at 10 o'clock last night, and had some fun with North City down the stretch. Both teams, I would like to go back and look at the book on that, because I'm not sure what the record was for both teams on three-pointers, but they were flying, and there was quite a few of them dropping. It was quite interesting. The North City kind of went cold with their three-point shootings, and Herrin didn't, and that's where the end of it.
That's what happens when you live and die by the three.
Starting lineups. First for Herrin. You want them, you'll need them.
Oh, it don't matter to me.
Bronson Nessler, a 6'2 senior, will be one of the guards for them. Number 23, Drew Ringel, 6'1 junior. Then Brandon Anthony, fine-looking sophomore, 5'11 sophomore, very quick, very athletic. Hayden Holloway, a 6'2 junior, will be in the middle, as well as Luke Laquat, a 6'4 sophomore. I mean, they start the one senior, and then they've go two juniors and two sophomores. This team has a good chance to be ranked in the top one or two teams probably next year if something doesn't fail them, because they've got a heck of a nucleus with Laquat and with Anthony, just those two sophomores. And then they've got a nice complement of juniors that comes off the bench as well.
It'll be interesting to see what Anthony can do as he starts building on that frame as well. He's still pretty skinny.
Long body on him, though. That's one of the good things. For Edwards County under Russ Gerlach, As we mentioned, Tiger Clodfeller, a 5'8 senior, will be one of the guards. Number 30, Camden Cowger, a 6' sophomore. Number 21, Cade Snickers, 6'2 junior. And then Marty Schmittler, a 6'2 junior. And number 24, Justin Wallace, a 6'5 junior. So once again, another team here that has some potential. If they can, I think their main problem is going to be is finding that other guard for them. They've got the big kids returning, 6'2", 6'5", 6'1", 6'2", all juniors coming back next year. Clodfelter, 5'8 senior, is pretty well the guy that steers the plays for them. And if they can't find that, that's going to be probably their only weakness next year.
I don't think they've quite gelled offensively yet. We've talked about it a few times that, they had Nathaniel Schmittler last year down there in the middle. And with his graduation last year, they've taken Wallace from the wing and put him down underneath. Now he's the biggest. But he's not exactly a true post player on either end of the court. He's more of that stretch 3 or 4.
Well, both Wallace and Schmittler both really don't want to seem like they want to post up. They both want to play more of the guard position as Edwards County wins the tip. And that's right now that's the problem for Russ Gerlach. For Edwards County, they're going to have the ball here to start with. It's Clodfelter with the ball, tries to get it down low to Wallace, and it's knocked out of bounds by the Tigers. Clodfelter brings it across the timeline, gets it over to Snicker. Good shooter, stolen away quickly by Ringel down court, up and in by Holloway. Herrin breaks the scoring column first, and here comes the press we mentioned. And right off the bat, turnover by Clodfeller, dribbled it off his foot, out of bounds. The press already has a good effect for them. Anthony will get it over to Holloway, to the side to Nessler, back across court to Anthony. Top of the key, Holloway, corner shot, in again. Drew Ringel, 6'1 junior with the first three. Less of a problem this time, down court, and we're going to have the conventional three as Cade Snicker, lays it up off the glass, and he's going to be fouled.
Schnicker's strength is really just cutting to the rim, being able to slice through that defense and utilizing his length and athleticism.
And he makes a free throw, conventional three. We've got a score of 5-3 here to get things started early. Quickly down court comes the Tigers. 3 ball in the corner pocket is a little short by Nessler, and the size of Edwards County comes to their advantage here. Inside Wallace, up off the glass, strong move. He could take advantage of this Tiger team today with his size.
Well, even with LaQuad on the inside, he's still filling out that body as well, just like Anthony. So he might have a little bit of a problem with the size of Edwards County.
Ball stolen away by Edwards County. Quickly down court. They get it to Schmittler. His turnaround is off. And hustle for the ball. We're going to have a foul on Wallace. Two minutes gone here in the first quarter of the Consolation Championship. Knotted up 5-5. Anthony will bring the ball across the timeline, across to Holloway. Back to Anthony. Down the other corner to Nessler. Nice pass inside that finds Ringel up off the glass. That's the other advantage with these. I really think they play almost what I would consider a 4-guard offense. And they've got 4 guys that can pass the ball real well for them. They do to get inside again. Try to get it to Schmittler, and his front rims it and rolls all around it but doesn't drop, and here comes the Tigers again.
And the quad is still young and athletic enough. He'd still play similar to a guard.
Nestler with another three from the corner. And we're at 10-5. Press being applied again. Edwards County attacks it very quickly one time down the floor, and then they take their time. The other one, this time it works, and Kate Snicker will get a layup. Herrin doesn't waste much time. They go back the other way really quickly. Anthony, top the key to Holloway. Holloway, they're hitting it from three range pretty much like they did last night. 13-7, 4:25 to go, first quarter action. Schmittler with the ball above his head, gets it inside to Wallace, and he gets undercut. The shot doesn't drop, no foul. Consolation rules apply here, I guess. And on the other end, we're going to have a foul call as Anthony drives to the basket. We do have the Blondies officiating. We'll just call that out now. I have a headset on, so I can't yell at Bobby, so this is really a struggle for me right now.
And that foul goes on Tyler Clodfelter.
Anthony misses the first of two. And hits the second. Get it to half court. Schmittler finds Wallace or Snicker underneath, who gets it up off the glass, and LaQuat comes down with the rebound but steps on the baseline. It will be Edwards County ball underneath their own basket.
Well, that evens out because I probably would have called an over the back on that one.
Yeah, definitely. Snicker drives, blocked. Quickly, Wallace gets the rebound, and he lays it up off the glass. Nice follow up there. Ball kicked out off the block. He just took it straight back to the hole. Anthony setting up the Tiger offense. Into the corner. Wow. Nestler. That's his third three, isn't it?
He's the three-point specialist. I've got him for two.
Okay.
That's what scoreboard has, I believe.
That's fine.
He'll probably get another.
There's been enough of them shot. And we're going to have a timeout. Edwards County, loose ball, and they take a timeout, 30-second timeout. I know Danny's been taking advantage of the food brought to him by Tailgaters Bar and Grill. They've had all-you-can-eat buffets going on during the tournament. Today they've got spaghetti, barbecue, potato casserole, green beans roll, and potato soup. Special $9.99 a person with non-alcoholic drink included. And we were talking before we went on the air, that'd be a good option if you don't want to fight the cold tonight or the crowds that's going to be here. That might be a good place. They've got us streaming live inside the bar there, or bar restaurant, so you could actually get you a nice warm drink to go along with some good food and watch the EHT action on their big screen.
Well, knowing how it usually goes at sports bars, I'm not sure how many warm drinks they're going to be drinking, but there'll be drinks going.
There may be a few of those that warm you up all the way down. Edwards County gets the ball in. Corner dribble by Calger, and his shot's off, and here goes Herrin the other way quickly. Ringel, cross court, gets it to the corner. There's that other three. Holloway this time, though. I think they've only got 2 points on the conventional way, haven't they?
They've got 5 threes.
Now, Claude Felger, he answers on the other end, top of the key. Makes it a 8-point game, 20-12, 2:40 to go. Anthony sets up the Tigers on the other end, trying to see who's open for a three on this trip down the floor. He'll penetrate, kicks it out. It's too close to the basket that time and comes up short. LaQuat. And Edwards County comes away with the rebound. Snicker. Gets it across to Schmittler, to Clodfelder. Nice pass underneath the Schmittler. He goes up off the glass and gets it. Quickly down court, Ringel in the corner, back out to Anthony, top the key. He's going to penetrate, stops, back to Ringel. Minute 50. Coach Sailor Shirts tells him pulled out. That shot, back iron, and will not drop. That's one of the first threes they've missed. Snicker brings it up across the timeline, and we'll get it to Clodfelder. Picks up it, gets it Schmittler. Clodfelder penetrates, and he's going to draw the foul on Anthony, I believe. .58 senior Tiger Clodfelder will go to the line 4-2 for the Lions. We appreciate everybody stopping by and giving us the compliments on the broadcast. Quite a few people come by and said they've really being able to watch this. A few of them even from work that said they didn't want people to know they were actually doing that at work. But that's one of the advantages of working from a computer, I guess.
Well, as long as you have headphones, then no one's going to know.
Clodfelder hits both and cuts it to a 4-point lead for the Tigers, 20-16. Anthony slows it down a little bit. 3-point shot by Nessler, rebounded by the Tigers. Nice drive that time, but it comes off short by Nessler as well, and Lions come away with the rebound. Just under a minute, first quarter action. Had two real good games this afternoon. AJ just missing a last-second shot, and they fall to Harrisburg. And then West Frankfort just ran out of steam late against Eldorado, had mounted 2 or 3 comebacks and fell up short. So we'll have AJ and West Frankfort in the third-place game at 7:30 tonight, and at 9 o'clock the championship's going to be Harrisburg Eldorado. Shot on the way here by Wallace. As you mentioned earlier, he likes that guard position. I mean, that's a little extension. Oh, I guess he got it. Guess he got it down. Ringel went to take the shot and was about to get blocked. He just threw the ball down to start the bounce, and no call made. After one, good game here. Herrin Tigers on top, 20-18. We'll be back in just a second. Back here at Duff Kingston Gym, getting ready for second quarter action of the Consolation Championship. Herrin Tigers will have the ball to start it off. Holloway will get the ball off to Ringel. Hands the ball right away to Wallace, and here we go the other way. Clodfelder gets it inside, and a nice turnaround by Wallace. Snicker had made the steal, Got number 11, Colton Towle in the game for the Herrin Tigers. Gives Anthony a breather. A little too much dribbling maybe. Gets caught in the corner. Does get it out to Jackson Yates. Jackson Yates is checked in as well. Back into the corner. 3 off the back of the iron. Yates with the rebound, and we're going to have a foul, I believe, on Clodfelder.
Be his second, team third.
That's one thing they cannot really afford to lose him on the floor. Tigers, Holloway, was like a parting of the seas there. He just drove right in the middle of the zone, laid it up and in, and then Colton Towles, I think, is going to be called for the foul here as the pressure was applied again by the Tigers. Clodfelder. He's going to go out as number 52, Andrew Rotrammel, 6'3" sophomore. They've got, at times, look like an offensive line in.
Oh, they do.
It's big boys. You got Schmittler, and then Mabry comes in as well. And they turn the ball away one more time.
They ran a lineup out there yesterday. Clodfelter's at the point, and then you had Rotrammel, Schmittler, Wallace, and Mabry. They got all their beef in there.
Yeah, they pack in a zone there. There was nobody moving them, that's for sure. Playing a little man-to-man here. Shot up. Hits back iron by Ringel. That went a little bit cold here. They had 12-point lead at one point. Long shot by Snicker, and it doesn't hit either.
He can make that. He's done it a couple times in the tournament.
Yeah.
Got some range.
Colton Towle drives and is going to be fouled on the way. Shot did not drop. Bobby Blondie's doing the old style reporting to the thing. They've been told that they can do 2 hands at once now. I know that bothers Danny because he can't read it half the time when they do them both at once. But
and then some guys forget that you have to do it backwards with your fingers so the scorers can see it correctly. It's a little confusing.
First shot by Colton Towle is good. I guess it's just like everything else. They're trying to speed up the games by just doing both fingers or both at once. Towle hits both. Even in high school, they want to expedite the game as quickly as possible, get advertising time in and everything. I don't know what it is. Since the initial couple times down the floor, Herrin's press hasn't really done a lot. As Schmittler turnaround doesn't drop, and Herrin, being very nice, turns the ball right back over to him.
I want to be polite. You know, they say baseball's the game with the pace of play problem, but do you know how long it takes to play the last 10 minutes of a basketball game? My goodness.
Sometimes an hour. Well, they say you can't take those timeouts to the next game, and a lot of those coaches think they need to use them before they go. Lions get across the timeline, drives the lane, Calger, and whoa, almost gets a, Schmittler got the rebound and almost got it to drop.
Schmittler is one of those football boys, just kind of like Jacob Traxler, that there's not a lot of guys that can match up with his strength, and he can just kind of do what he wants underneath, and usually he does. And if he doesn't, he'll foul you.
I mean, Wallace, you look at him, he is just a very well put together young man. Very solid, 6'5". If I remember right, Schmittler, was he not their fullback on football?
I believe so.
Just strong lower bodies on these guys. Once they get in the block, they're not going to get moved. Second shot on the way, it goes in. Cuts the lead to 3, 24-21, 5:20 to go in the first half. Anthony back in the game for the Tigers. Drops off to Holiday. to Ringel. Fakes the handoff this time, and Anthony gets it to drop. Rang around and finally dropped in. Wallace, they get it across the timeline. Tell you what, he fakes it a lot, but Snicker, he can shoot it from that E on the Eagles and probably hit it this time from the other side. Wallace hits it.
That's what Wallace really likes to do. He wants to step out there and hit that three whenever he can.
That makes it really an inconvenience for the other team to guard him, because you put a small guy against him to guard him as a guard, he's going to post up against you, and if you try to play a big guy or a small guy, or you know what I'm trying to say.
I played with a kid like that on my high school team, and our coach just said, no, you're 6'5", you're going to sit under the basket. But one, he wasn't really a true post. And two, if you're not, why are you going to do it, in my opinion? Take advantage of the skill set he has and make that mismatch. Take advantage of it.
Tigers turn the ball over. Ball bounces off the foot. And Edwards County with a chance to tie or take their first lead. But nice play there. Smittler comes back up with the ball for the Lions. Another three on the way by Wallace. This one doesn't go, but Smittler will knock it out of bounds. And will be Tiger ball. Another substitution.
That's definitely Schmiller for you. If he's not going to win the battle, quote unquote, he's either going to foul you or make sure you don't.
Does most things with emphasis. Anthony sets up the offense for the Tigers. Jump out by Wallace, cuts him off. Cross court to Ringel, and he tickles it to Twine again from three. I don't know if Herrin's just trying to control the tempo of the game or what, but the press hasn't been working as well. As nice acrobatic move that time by Cade Snicker. He gets it up off the glass. But the press really hasn't done much for Herrin since the onset of the game, and they can turn it up. They're really not. I think it's just token pressure more than anything.
Mm-hmm.
Ringel tried to go baseline, and a foul's going to be called on Edwards County. It'll be Tiger ball under their own basket. Just the fifth foul on Edwards County. Tigers get the ball in. LaQuat in the corner, back out to Anthony. Cross court to Ringel. Looks like we're going to have some twirling entertainment at the half. Anthony penetrates in, soft floater, doesn't get it to drop. And Retremel with the rebound. Here we go the other way quickly. Shots blocked, and Justin Wallace comes back with the rebound. And we're going to have a quick timeout, full timeout by Edwards County. We'll thank a few of our sponsors here real quick. Got a little over 2.5 minutes to go in the first half of action. I'd like to thank State Farm, Lynn Braden, 301 South Jackson Street in McLeansboro. You can get hold of her at 643-3213, providing insurance and financial services. Fox Communications, serving your New Wave and Verizon needs. Also Dish, Usenet, and a lot of your other satellite and communication needs. 643, get where I can see this. Fine print. Danny keeps holding these things back farther and farther. 4,600. He has to hold them farther. I have to get them closer. I don't know what it is. I think it's something about us being the same age. Another good game, 29-28. Right now, Herrin's on top. We've started bouncing back and forth just a little bit.
Well, you know, Danny's been known to just kind of say what he wants to. He might just be holding that away, making it look like he's reading it. He's just saying that off the top of his head.
Well, he's said it enough times, he's probably got it memorized by now.
Mm-hmm.
We get back to action. Herrin will have the basketball. Anthony brings the ball across the timeline for the Tigers, sets up the offense. Gets it inside to Yates, kicks it back out to Anthony, to the side to Nestler. Anthony. Edwards County in a 2-3 zone now. Just daring the Tigers to shoot a three, which that's about all they did the first time down the floor. Yates inside, throws up a hope and a prayer, and it goes nowhere. And Edwards County comes away with the ball. Quickly down court comes Calger, and he's going to step on the sideline. Good defensive pressure, and another turnover on Edwards County. Anthony for the Tigers. Threw that ball just a little bit behind. Got another turnover. We've been trading off turnovers, as I mentioned it. Here's another turnover, and we're getting a little frisky here. And Bobby Blondie's going to step in and
make him shake hands and hug.
Sing Kumbaya, hold hands.
Schnicker wants no part of that.
I don't think either one of them bought much of that. There was a nice talk by Bobby there, but I don't think the participants were too interested in listening. 29-28, minute and a half to go. Inside to Yates, up off the glass, and it will not drop. But he gets his own rebound, and
yeah, he I saw that one coming since he hit the floor.
The tempers are starting to get a little fresh right now, and I think this refereeing crew will definitely be more than happy to take control of it. Not only will that be a technical, but he'll pick up his second foul along with it. And Cade Schnicker will go to the line and hit the first of two free throw shots for the technical. Ties it up. They get a chance to go ahead here and get the ball back, possibly get the largest lead in the game for them. I think Yates was a little frustrated that wasn't a foul called on the shot going up. He tried to force himself in between two of the Lions defenders, and whenever he came down with it, ball went off of him out of bounds, and he, as was said, Cody said he slapped the floor, and it didn't take long for the official to put the whistle back in his mouth, team up.
I don't think he really realized how deep he was under the basket, too. He was laying out of bounds by the time he touched it.
Yeah, definitely. Quickly down court come the Tigers. Three, got it. Nestler again. Showing that senior leadership.
It's his third three of the game.
Now there's a little bit more problem with the press. They do get it across the timeline to Schnicker. He gets any kind of screen at all, he's going to be firing it up. Cross court to Clodfelder. Tries to get it inside to Wallace, and the ball knocked away. Long arms of LaQuat. Calger gets it in for the Lions to Schnicker. Ridgel starting five in for the Lions. Les Clodfelter and Rail-Trammell's in for him. Snickers wide open across court. Nobody's seeing him right now. Steal from behind, which is what Anthony's good at. Gets it inside. Shots blocked.
Nestler and Rail-Trammell ran right into each other. I'm not sure which one got the worse end of that.
They both got a little funny faces. I think Nestler may have got more face involved.
Rail-Trammell's got him by a few inches and pounds as well.
I was just going to give him credit for maybe 5 or 10 pounds more. Anthony straight down the lane, and he's going to draw the foul. Shot did not drop. 1.8 seconds left. He'll go to the line for two. Well, the refereeing crew did a good job. We didn't make it to the bonus in the first half. So keeping it in true Consolation rules here.
Keep it moving.
33-30, 1.8 seconds left. Tigers on top. Anthony hits both, 34-30. Long three by Schnicker comes up short. And at the half, Herrin Tigers on top, 34-30. We'll be back in a couple of minutes with some halftime stats.
All right, fans, welcome back. We're going to run down some halftime stats for you. Start off with Herrin. Overall, Herrin scored 34 points in the first half. The scoring breakdown is as follows. Brandon Anthony with 4 points. Bronson Nessler led the way with 9. Also got a nice shot to the face. We'll see how he is in the second half. Hayden Holloway with 8 points. Drew Ringle with 8. And Towel 2. Edwards County scored 30 points in the first half. Tiger Clodfelter with 5 points. Cage Schnicker with 9. Justin Wallace, the leading scorer, with 13. And Marty Schmittler with 4. Edwards County had 3 personal fouls in the first half and 4 turnovers. And we'll be back in just a couple minutes to bring you the second half.
Well, the officials are back on the floor. The teams are getting ready to come back on the floor, and we're about 15 seconds away from second half action here in the Consolation Championship of the 53rd Annual Eldorado Holiday Tournament. Day 3 of quite a bit of action the last 3 days. A lot of good basketball, a few blowouts, though. I mean, looking back, we were talking about this last night. There's been some continuous clocks, but I don't think there's been as many continuous clocks in the tournament this year as there had been in past years.
No.
There's not been a lot of close games, but they haven't been complete blowouts where there's been continuous clock because it seems like almost every session that they start, they've been running late because of the way the games have gone. So,
And last year we had a lot of just outstanding individual performances, like Jake Park yesterday with his 40-point game. There hasn't been as much of that, just not – there's been really good play, but not just total domination.
Right. We've had both teams take shots on each end. The long three here comes up short, tip around, and Wallace gets the rebound for Edwards County. Snicker fired up one of his Yep. Looked like they're shooting free throws. Snicker was at the free throw line and goes in. Wallace gets the putback. And we're back to a 2-point game. Tigers reset the offense in between the circles. Anthony cross court to Ringel, and his shots comes off iron, and most of these teams are one and done. There's not been a lot of offensive rebounds. Clodfelder dribbles it off his foot and then tries to save it and throws it out of bounds. Russ Gerlach gives him a pat on the back and says, let's go. Get your head up. What little bit I've seen of Sailor Shirts, I've been really impressed with his coaching, and I've always been impressed with Russ Gerlach. Anthony gets too far into the basket, kicks it out though.
Nessler.
To Nessler, and another three by Nessler. Quickly down court, Snicker. Cross inside to Wallace, back to Snicker. Pressure starting to get extended a little bit now by the Tigers, and they first force a turnover. Anthony quickly the other way, 4-on-3. He takes it straight to the hoop off the glass, left-handed and in.
I'm just going to quit giving compliments because every time I do, I get burned. Just talking about how Edwards County was handling themselves so far and being smart with the basketball.
Well, I mean, honestly, the first half,
They did
a very good job of it. And we talked before we came back on the air that Herrin really didn't seem like they'd turned the pressure up as much as they had in previous games, and they've really turned it up now. 3 on the way, and it comes off long, and the other way with the ball goes Calger. And, I mean, it's not just the press. When they cross the timeline, they're really starting to extend their zone out even more right now, more so than they had in the first half. And I think they feel comfortable having got to halftime. As a 3 there by Justin Wallace. I think a lot of it is that Herrin goes really strong in the second half. They see what they've got left and they don't want anybody in foul trouble in the first half, but then they put the pedal to the metal with pressure in the second half.
Well, unless you got some just freak athletes, you can't go 100 miles an hour the whole game and play the whole game.
Ringel drove to the basket and got fouled by Wallace. He makes the first of 2. Second one on the way. And they're back up to a 6-point lead, 41-35. Here comes the pressure again. And it's knocked away. Good recovery, though, by Wallace. Kicks it in the corner to Snicker, back to Wallace. Turnaround is short. Gets his own rebound. Short again. Third time, no. And batted out. Clodfelder with the rebound there. Resets. Calger. Long 3. Clodfelder. Good. And Sailor Shirts wants a timeout for the Herrin Tigers. And it's a full timeout. We'll look at a few more of our sponsors. We'll look at the large print ones that I can actually read. Helm County Communications for all of your communication needs. Business telephone services, internet. Get hold of them in Dahlgren. 773-2242. People's National Bank. Well over 100 years of service serving the communities, not only in McLeansboro, but a lot of Southern Illinois communities since 1909. Get hold of them at 618-643-4304. Countertop Creations in downtown Dahlgren on 6th Street, 736-2700 for your countertop needs. They do a very good job. Draper Insurance, home, auto, farm, and commercial insurance. Get hold of Carl Youngblood, 736-2394.
Forgot it.
Randy's going to go eat.
Thought he just got done eating the delivery that he got.
Once again, thank Tailgaters for dropping off some more food. Danny and Randy really appreciated it.
Took them all about 30 seconds to snarf those boxes down.
I told them to take it out of the containers. It might be a little more nutritious, but that didn't slow them down much. Tiger basketball. Anthony gets a screen from Holloway, but they turn the ball over, and Clodfelder comes the other way for the Lions. Tauger gets it inside to Smittler, and it's either going to be a walk or a foul. Had to do something there. Bobby Blondie says it's on Holloway, and Smittler, the 6'2 junior, will go to the line for two. You know, he's only 6'2", but he looks so much bigger because of his body and the way he plays. He's very athletic, can get up in the air on a rebound and block shots. And with the body he's got, he screens out well for rebounds. Misses both, but Wallace with the shot, rebound and shot, he misses it. And
Marty the Punisher, I believe.
I think they called it on Wallace. Nope, you're right.
I was just going off how hard the Herrin player hit the ground.
Coach Gerlach's trying to. They did call it on Wallace, actually. Yep. The old man's correcting the son. I guess the old man still got. I know he got some LASIK surgery done. He doesn't have to wear his glasses anymore, so I can't yell at him about that. I can yell at him for other things, but not that. Tiger basketball with a 3-point lead. Anthony right down the lane again. Tell you what, if he ever gets any meat on him and can still handle the ball, and he still looks like he's going to grow some more with the size of his feet right now. I mean, that kid could be very talented by the time he's a senior, just a sophomore right now. Makes it a 5-point lead, 43-38. Smittler inside, dribble, up off the glass, will not drop, but he will go to the line for two. Just missed two a few seconds ago. He'll go to the line to shoot two more.
And they did change the foul again. They left on Schmittler, took it away from Wallace. So now they both have two instead of three and one.
It was either 2-4 or 4-2. This time he makes the first.
I think they just couldn't decide which one they wanted to leave it on.
Misses both last time, hits them both this time. Cuts the lead to three. Quickly down court come the Tigers. Anthony, left free throw line extended, cross court to number 22, Stucker, who's checked into the game. Nessler, a little weave action going on with Yates. Into the corner to Nessler. Top the key, Yates. Anthony, once again, spins in the paint, and very generous front iron. It drops in. He breaks the double figures. He's got 11 points now. Snicker, cross court to Clodfeller. He's feeling it. It comes up short. And quickly, Anthony the other way for the Tigers. Between the leg dribble. Long three is long by Stucker. And Edwards County Lions come away with it. Don't leave him open in the corner. He'll nail you. This time long three, high archer, Snicker, off again. Right now, Clodfeller is about the only one that's hitting for them for outside.
For once, I would agree with that.
Bobby was going to make Robbie walk out to make the call whenever he had put up his hand the same way, so he finally was generous enough to turn around and call it. Tigers get the ball inbounds. Anthony between the circles. He not only uses a screen from his own teammates, he will use another player on the other team to screen his player.
I love doing that.
He gets his little stop and pop. It comes up short, rolls off the iron, and Wallace quickly the other way for Snicker. He'll go up and under, off the glass, will not drop. The hammer doesn't get it. We come the other way now. A few guys off the bench for Herrin. Tao checks in. Just inside the three-point arc. It will not drop, and Wallace will come down with a rebound and be fouled by Yates. Ringel and LaQuat checks back in.
Gave the foul to Stucker.
Lions with the ball. Snicker, cross court to Clockfelder, into the corner to Wallace. And Towel comes down with the ball and got tied up. May have caught an arm to the nose. He's got that teary face look going on right now. Officials checking to make sure he's okay. Gets him the ball and says, let's play. 5-point lead, 45-40. Little give and go here. Anthony, shake and bake, screens for Ringel, and he decides to drive and penetrate the lane, and he's going to draw a foul. It will be Tiger ball underneath their own basket. Foul will be on Calger for the Lions. His second. Towel gets it in. Stucker. And another country heard from 3-point range. He hits it. Extends the lead to 8.
He stuck it.
Yeah, he stuck it right in the middle of the net.
It's my bad pun for the game.
Okay, you're only allowed one. Now, it's consolation rules. Heck. Clodfelder again. He hits another 3.
Tiger Clodfelder.
They might decide they might not want to leave him open. He's had a couple of good looks.
He's got 3 threes.
Anthony looks to the bench to see if they're going to hold for one shot. 45 seconds left, third quarter. He's out at the timeline, dribbling. Sailor Shirts walks out that way to shut out some instructions or try to figure out what the defense is going to give him. We talked during the half with Herrin Short, a player as well. They had a player that got ejected from the game last night, double technical. Anthony eats up some time, kicks it out. Long 3 by Ringel. This one's off, and that'll be the end of the third quarter. But Cameron Vaughn got a little frustrated last night, and got teed up twice. I'm not sure exactly if both were warranted or not, but with that rule, he had to sit out at the game today. And he normally starts inside the middle, even though he's 6 foot. He's a solid kid. Gets a lot of playing time for them. So after 3 quarters of play, 48-43, might as well just keep it here. There's nothing else to do. People are starting to clear out. Had a huge crowd in here earlier. Harrisburg, Eldorado, AJ, Frankfort, all good crowds. Expect even bigger crowds tonight. If you can't make it out, definitely look us up. If you don't want to get out in the cold, don't want to fight the crowds, foxesfan.net or AreaSports.net will be on both sites. And hopefully we'll more than likely bring you 3 good games tonight. 6 o'clock game is Massac County versus Carmi for 5th place. 7:30 will be AJ West Frankfort, and then the championship, the Battle of Saline County, Harrisburg versus Eldorado, the 1 seed versus the 2 seed. Made it through the brackets. Tigers will have the ball to start the fourth quarter. Quat with the ball for the Tigers. Gets it to Anthony. Left side to Stucker. Back to Towel. Nice penetration that time by LaQuat. Defense just opened up and he found it and just drove it right to the hole. 50-43, 30 seconds into the fourth quarter. Snicker. Cross court to Cloudfelder. He tried a cross-court pass, and it got kicked out of bounds by the Tigers. It'll be Edwards County ball underneath their own basket. Calgary set to get it in, does so to Snicker into the corner. Schmittler, other corner, Clouger, not good, and Tigers come the other way. 3 again. This one rattles off for Stucker. He didn't stick that one. And the Tigers will pick up a foul. I don't think we're going to get as lucky this time. We've got 5 team fouls on both teams. We're just starting the fourth. I got a feeling we may shoot a few more free throws here the second half.
There's going to be several clock stoppages.
Always pray for a continuous clock whenever you're doing this, but very seldom does it happen. I don't mind a game going. I just hate whenever you have officials take over, and these won't do that, believe me. They just soon get their paycheck and move on out and do the next game. Snicker with the ball, Snicker with the ball for Lions. A long three by Calger. It comes all short. Quickly the other way comes the Tigers. Ringel gets it in the corner to Anthony. Back out to Ringel. Between the legs, corner to Anthony. Fakes a three. Dribbles in. His shot's off. Stucker with the rebound. Wide open three. He misses it again. And we go the other way. Snicker. Cross court. Nice save by Wallace. Kicks it back across to Snicker. Clodfelder in the corner. Back out to Snicker. Calger. 2-3 zone by Herrin Tigers. Long three comes up short by Wallace. And Ringel with the rebound for Herrin. He's just going to drive the lane, hits front iron, but he's going to get to go to the line for two. Foul's going to be on Snicker.
Be his third.
We've got a timeout with 5:32 to go in fourth quarter. Herrin on top 50-43. We'll get off of here for, I think it was 30 seconds. We'll be back in 30 seconds. Back here at Duff Kingston Gym. Drew Ringel, 6'1" junior, will go to the line to shoot first of two. He hits first for the Tigers. Second one on the way. It's good as well. 9-point lead for the Tigers. 5.5 minutes to go in this one. Clodfelder gets across the timeline, across to Snicker. Outside to Calger. Back to Clodfelder. Although Tigers in his zone, they're really pushing Edwards County out. Three there by Calger comes up long, and Tigers with the rebound. Nobody in either team other than Snicker. Oh, that's a charge, and Bobby Blondie calls a block.
Wasn't even really close.
That will be the 7th foul. I thought so. 1-1. Bobby's too busy talking to the crowd.
He's enjoying his call too much.
Drew Ringel will go the line once again. Hit the last two. Tried to give him a double-digit lead. Does so, 53-43. Good afternoon for him. 12 points. He and Anthony both in double figures for the Tigers. Edwards County's going to have to find an answer here to the zone that hit Herrin. Good pass inside.
And Wallace misses the layup.
Bunny there. Such a good pass. All he had to do was turn around and put it up quickly the other way. Once again, Ringel, good entry pass that time, and up and off the glass that one. It works on the other end.
Again, good entry.
And Smittler doesn't get to drop, but he'll go to the line for two. Six-team fouls, so now both teams will be shooting the bonus. That foul was on LaQuat. .13 lead, 56-43. 4:17 to go, fourth quarter. Line drive free throw attempt there. I think Edwards County's legs are just, I know they don't play a lot of the bench, but Herrin has just pushed them up and down the floor today. Plus 4 games in 3 days will wear on you too.
Herrin's guys are built more like track players too. They look like they enjoy running.
I didn't know that was possible.
Yeah, I've never personally felt that feeling.
LaQuat with 2 for the Tigers. Sends it to 15 point. Clodfelder has hit a couple of threes. He's just choosing not to take the shot right now. I'm not exactly sure who Snicker was throwing it to, and I don't think anybody else on their team does either.
Well, if you just watch Snicker, he'll let you know with whoever gets the glare. He was giving it to either Clodfelter or Schmittler.
Well, he anticipated a cut that didn't happen and threw the ball away. See if Herrin decides to run a little bit of clock here. Motion offense. The advantage of running 3 or 4 guards. Yates to Anthony here. Looking inside, nothing there. Kicks it back out to Ringel. Got Stucker in the corner, open. He's going to drive baseline, kick it cross court to Yates, out to Anthony. He kicks it back out to Ringel, and he doesn't drop this one for once. Schmittler with the rebound for the Lions. Quickly down court is Snicker, and he answers with a 3. 58-46. Full timeout. We'll be back in 60 seconds. Back to action here. Edwards County will turn up the pressure after out of the timeout. I think with the guard play they've got, they won't have trouble breaking it as Anthony gets the ball underneath to Yates and he gets hammered. I was getting ready to say it was by Smittler, but it was actually by Snicker. The hammer drop that you're so fond of with Smittler, I thought it was.
It's his fourth. I'm not sure if he thought he got all ball, if he was disappointed that he didn't hit him harder, because he looked a little upset on that one.
58-46, 2:22 left, fourth quarter. Yates hits one of two. Rebound comes away to the Lions. Calgary with the ball up top of the key to Snicker. Into the corner to Wallace. Ball stolen away by Yates, and we're going to have a foul. Okay, here we go. Here comes the one-on-ones and the two shots. I was kind of hoping we'd have enough of a spread that it would be a foregone conclusion that we wouldn't have to shoot free throws, but.
Well, that was before Wallace decided he just wanted to level Mr. Yates.
Third foul on Wallace. He's missed two out of the last three, so maybe they found somebody to foul. Pressure definitely extended by the Tigers. Smittler drives to the basket. He's going to be fouled by Yates as he tried to go around him.
Yates is third.
I think that's where Cameron Vaughn may come in. That would have been the person that would have came in for one of these guys to get a breather. At this point, Holloway's going to come back into the game. Smittler makes the first. Cuts it to 12, 59-47. Both teams had a barrage of threes early on, and it's kind of calmed down a little bit in the second half. He makes both. Andrew Rutrammel comes back in. And Snicker will go to the bench, trying to save those fouls. Herrin a little bit of trouble getting it in, but they do finally get it in to Ringel, and he's going to be fouled.
Consolation trophy will be presented at the conclusion of this contest.
I think we ought to get trophies too. I don't know quite what you call them.
We'd just get participation awards.
Well, that would make sense for society now.
First free throw on the way, and he's been pretty consistent.
He's up to 17 now.
I was going to say Ringel has rung up 17 points. There was my pun for the day. Make it 18. 13-point lead, 1:47 to go. Going to have some quick shots by Edwards County. And they promptly turned the ball away.
Well, they made it quick at least.
Snicker tried to make a cross-court pass, and Tigers stepped right into the passing lane and made the steal. They're going to spread it out. They got a four-corner offense going. And if you go over guard too much, they'll take you to the hole. Got Ringel, Anthony, and Nessler all out front. Clodfeller hits the floor.
Ringel says, "Why are you on the floor?"
I didn't even fake you or anything. Clodfeller will foul now. 55.2 seconds.
He is fourth.
He may be more tired and frustrated than anything.
Well, if he wants to be done, it won't take him long to be if he wants to be.
First one on the way by Anthony. He makes it, giving him 12 points. 3 Tigers in double figures. Second one, no good. Comes away with it. Clodfelder dribbles it off his foot and will be turned over. We'll see if our assumption was right or not.
I really thought that Anthony hit that with his hand.
Well, they're talking about it. Here comes some subs in. Holloway back in, as well as Tao.
Yeah, they're going to give it to Edwards County.
Good communication there. 50 seconds left. 14-point lead, 62-48. Snicker with the ball. Gets it into Wallace. He'll go in off the glass, uncontested, and gets it to drop.
His 20th point of the contest.
Smart play there by Ringel. They tell you never to pass the ball in the corner against the press, but that's what they did.
Yeah,
So
everyone does it.
yeah, he bounced the ball off the defender and gets a restart.
Say don't pick it up and don't go in the corner. What's everybody do? Pick it up and then goes right to the corner.
And a turnover as Clodfelder steps into the passing lane. He gets a three on the way. It rattles around and will not drop. That hopefully will do it.
I almost said touchdown, but that'd been wrong sport. It's a nice pass.
Under 10 seconds, 62-50. I think that's where we're going to end up. Whatever the case, Herrin will be the Consolation champions of the EHT here in 2017. So with that in mind, we're going to wrap it up and shut down. And we'll be back a little bit before 6 to give you the 5th place game. So we'll see you in probably about an hour and a half.